All right, man. We're back. Little Pink
We are
Floyd.
here.
Dude, I'm excited about these. We'll give, we did the original one with Jeremy.
Right, we did Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Yeah,
and then we
listened
did
to that.
like the rarities.
Yeah, we did. We listened to some Syd Barrett era Pink Floyd singles. I think it was
Great.
all the way through his tenure in the band, pretty much, is what we went through.
We did do that. And then I acquired, like at a record store in Bentonville,
Right.
when I was also at that one, Arkansas Music Works, I think
Yeah,
it
great
is.
place. Highly recommended.
Yeah, dude, like it is 100 yards from the gym that I go to all the times. And I saw that building because the gear stands out to me.
Right, architecturally, it's a very interesting
It is.
building.
But I
Yes.
thought, and they do, I guess, do a lot of lessons there.
Yeah, they do, right.
But they're right across from Bentonville High School, so or one of the Bentonville schools. So I thought that they were like, I don't know, like a band instrument store or something.
And indeed, they
But
are.
they have like Vox amps and everything.
True, right? They carry Fender products. They have Gretsch, PRS. Trying to think what else. See, I just focus on the guitar stuff because
Yeah, they had
I play
everything,
guitar,
man.
but
They had,
They do. They have
huge
They have a
showroom.
lot.
and it looked like they may have had another side that was like maybe classrooms or something.
Yeah,
I don't-
they do.
yeah.
It's split between a shop and between the where they have the lessons, the music lessons.
All right. I'm gonna just tilt this on if with little Pink Floyd animals.
Okay, so what you had here initially is right. This is saucer full of secrets, right? Mono mix in mono, and today we are listening to Animals, the Floyd's 1977 album. I think it came out in January of that year, and track one is "Pigs on the Wing." Part 1, right?
Yeah, Cora likes this one.
It's only 5 songs in length.
Only.
But
But it's, I guess, I'm not sure on this exact version. We're listening to vinyl here, but 41 minutes was the original. We're going to do the remix.
right, we will cover that, which came out I think about 2 weeks ago. So even though it's the 2018
I saw that,
remix,
yeah.
right? It got delayed allegedly because of liner notes issues. More Roger versus David drama. So,
Those guys.
yeah.
Dude, imagine, like, it's just kind of like Led Zeppelin not, like, at this point, they could play with Bonham's son.
Yeah.
You know, like, he sat in with them before.
Mhm.
And it's just like, hey, could you just give us just a tour, one tour, just a stadium tour? Like, you remember what, it's a poor comparison to the bands we're talking about, but whatever. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
They played at the War Memorial, like, sold that thing out,
Right.
dude. That's a huge stadium.
It is.
Roger played this when I saw him, all the times I saw him.
Dogs?
He
Or-
played Dogs and Pigs on a Wing.
Okay,
Both,
all right.
yeah. He had to have 3 guitar players for Dogs, though, not just one David, you know.
Yeah.
But no offense. Really like, I tell people this, like, I kind of, get into the whole frontman arguments a lot. But Roger Waters like the best concert I've ever been to, man. It's so good.
He can put on a show, yes.
Have you heard of this, or been to, I've been there a few times, this venue, The Hall in Little Rock?
I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
It's nice, dude.
Mhm,
I really
that's what I've
like
heard.
it. Saw Todd Snyder there, Dashboard, Clutch. Government Mule's playing there pretty soon.
Yeah, I think you've told me about that.
Yeah.
I think you said that.
I'm not hugely into Government Mule, but the Warren Haynes, he's a very talented musician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is Dogs,
Oh man,
and I believe this is your favorite song off this record.
it's my
right?
favorite Pink Floyd song of all
And-
time.
Oh, of all time,
Dude,
wow, that's
I'm
awesome.
going to tell you this one part when it comes up, and I'm going to, like, get goosebumps and get super into
Well,
it.
I mean, like, I would say that, yeah, this is definitely a top tier track. I mean, this is both great musically, but lyrically, man, it is very, very, very good.
Oh, I know. Which I like that this has the we have the lyrics. So this is something that I always see people, and I'm glad to be podcasting these vinyls with you.
Yeah.
Because when we've done
Glad to be
before, did we even do vinyl before? I think
no,
we listened on
no,
Spotify
or it was maybe YouTube.
No more of that.
Yeah, right.
No more.
We're taking it back.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're taking it back. This is the analog. It sounds warmer.
That's why I got this mixer too, because it has that digital side.
Yeah.
Like it integrates really good with like Logic and stuff like that. But that it has that like I can pull in all of the older stuff if I want.
Right.
I've been getting a turntable at home set up too. Cora and I got a little like all of like the like pop punk emo bands and stuff that we were into in high school. That's like that's our collection at home. It's funny. She's a super Satire. I'm an elder emo. She's super into like Paramore.
Yeah.
And I'm like way after my time. Way after. But she loves Paramore, dude. She did. Cora's certified to teach yoga now, and she did a Paramore hot yoga.
Oh yeah.
It was really popular too. It was awesome.
Oh.
That's a crazy lyric right there.
Oh yeah, I think David actually, and it's funny. I always think it's funny how we talk about bands that we really like, and we always refer to the members by their first name, like we know them. Like
David.
David's coming over for barbecue later.
I know what he meant with this.
Right, exactly.
I was there when he wrote the lyric.
Right, but I think that's actually David Gilmour's favorite lyric from this song. I think he said that in an interview about the sad old man dying, all alone dying of cancer, because he just was like, man, that's quite insightful, and then, I like it.
I did. It is. It just stands
It's
out.
very biting. And I'm not saying that as like ha ha pun dogs. It's a biting lyric, but it is. Oh, the guitar solos, yes. I mean, you can make
when he comes in right there with that.
Yeah, which David is not playing his Stratocaster on this. This is a Telecaster.
See, Thurman, these are the things that you always have like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what, really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Either it's a Telecaster or it's what's called a Fender Esquire. Have you ever heard of the Esquire?
Yes,
single pickup, but he had his modded where he had a neck pickup put on it, but it's like a 1955 like Esquire.
Interesting.
But so it's essentially like a Telecaster, but yeah, he used a different guitar than his normal Stratocaster.
So good, dude.
Well, it's like that factoid that the solo on Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 is actually a Gibson Les Paul.
Ooh.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
You're like,
Wow,
oh
dude.
Man, I've got to rethink my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I
now,
really do.
know?
Like, I'm not calling. I'm like calling on the first name basis here with David Gilmour. But this is complete this thought. This is the sort of stuff that a lot of people that collect vinyl say they most enjoy, and I have to agree.
Yeah,
it's like a CD is like a mini version of this, because when I was a teenager, like let's just say 13 through 18, I was buying CDs.
Right. Me too.
And I was never super pumped about anything other than like getting the CD and the player to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like sometimes
Yeah.
the artwork and the lyrics, like I would like look at it while I was listening to it, but this is different. This is it's just like a enlarged version, and usually I love that vinyl's back, because usually artists always have a vinyl option.
Right.
But you don't have to squint to read this, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not at all. All of
I love what he does right here too. He's like, that
yeah.
part.
See, I mean, you can make the argument that this is the Roger show, but it's also the David Gilmour show as well. And
They really are like both. It's just weird, dude. It's just like I think about it this way too a lot of times anymore, because I have the perfect life comparison. But if like there would be this building we're sitting would not exist if it weren't for Cora. Like she just does this like pivotal stuff that like, oh shit, like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And it's not just task, but it's like the environment. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And likewise
Yeah.
for me. So we're kind of like David and Roger. But the martial arts version of a married couple.
Yeah. But like I'm not sure that they like each other at all, like, anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
She hits me. No, but I tell people this. She did one time kind of punch me in the kitchen kind of hard, and I always bring that one time up.
that
I'm
one
like,
time.
I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right in the liver. You don't even have to hit people hard in the liver; it just hurts.
Wow.
That's what you in boxing. That can knock someone out,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Yeah.
not. It's like getting hit in the brain really hard. Like turns you off. Like you get hit in the liver really hard. Like it's a knockout.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Can be.
The vital organs, man.
It is wild. It just shuts you down.
Yeah.
Like your body seizes up.
Yeah.
I love this part too.
Yeah. Once again, some really good wordplay.
I really like the
That's-
bass line right here too.
Yeah. You know who played that bass line?
Really?
Well, no. I mean,
Probably.
it may be Roger, but I mean, I know that on Pigs, that's David.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. David played bass and Roger played rhythm guitar.
Okay.
This
yeah,
is my
yeah.
favorite part of the song.
And Roger plays acoustic on Pigs on a Wing
Yeah.
when he plays that
Right,
live.
yeah. But man, I love this part.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember listening to this on headphones when I was like a teenager and just being like, you know.
Did you have your parents either one have a record player like?
Oh
in
yeah,
your
my
home?
dad's an audiophile, man. He's like
my dad was an
really-
audiophile,
Like my
dude.
dad was my dad was like, here, listen to these Steely Dan records when I was like, you know, like 12 years old or something like that. This is,
Not even. Fair.
he had a gold CD version of Pink Floyd's The Wall that I remember hearing a lot as a kid, and that was insane. Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. That's the name of that group that puts out these gold compact discs or whatever.
Interesting. I found in we cleaned out this weekend my storage shed at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I found this like weird CD holder that like opens up on both sides, but I had a bunch of old CDs in there, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what those are. I'll
Yeah.
pull them out and listen. It's kind of cool because, dude, I haven't listened to CDs in almost a decade, really.
Well, I mean, does your
That's
vehicle
wild.
have a CD player?
It does.
Oh, it does. Okay, because mine doesn't.
I've
so.
never. I don't on. See, I've been driving that Forester for a couple of years
Yeah.
now, but I don't ever think I put a CD in there.
Wow.
The Bluetooth delays on the video makes me very upset. So
Oh.
I just listen with my AirPods
Mhm.
when I'm watching videos driving down the road. I will listen to like the live concert we went to. There's a recording of one of them on YouTube, and I'll play it at home
Mhm.
on my living room TV. And a lot of times my dog will be asleep. Hicks in here, Pupperman Bonaparte,
Yeah.
and like when those dogs start barking, he's like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I know it's creepy, isn't it? And he's just like, what's going on? He's always like, it's interesting because sometimes dogs barking on TV don't. He's just
Right.
like, oh, those are just TV dogs or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's interesting.
The dogs the sound is being run through what's called a vocoder. It's like an envelope filter, an electronic. So that's what gives it its weird kind of wavering timbre to it.
Is that done with a? He's doing that with piano, right? Keyboard.
Well, what we're hearing right now,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I know we call this like it's
Synth.
either this is either the David Gilmour show or the Roger Waters show, but Richard Wright, man,
Yeah.
like I mean, this is all him
Rest in peace.
right here, yeah. So
Have you been following at all Nick Mason's Saucer Full of Secrets?
yeah, uh-huh.
I would be down to go
Yeah,
see that.
I would totally
They're
go see it, too.
playing. They're playing right now shows. I saw.
Yeah.
There's one coming semi close. I don't know if they're coming as close as Tulsa, but I would definitely like to go. This is, one thing too. Like when you see Roger live, like all of the art from the different albums, in one way or another, for the different songs, really, it's integrated into the screen shows. He has like 18 semi trucks. Hates capitalism, and the T-shirts are $75, dude. They had a sick T-shirt, and I was like, oh man, I'm thinking about it as a tie-dye. I was like, I'm thinking about getting that, and it was like $85 or something. I was like, damn, bro. I still wish I would have got it.
Well, speaking of anti-capitalism, is Animals really just one giant kind of anti-capitalistic rant? I mean,
by a millionaire.
Right. Animals, of course, is based off of the Orwellian concept, right? But it's so dogs are supposed to be like it's the dog eat dog business world, right? That's essentially what he's critiquing here, I believe. I mean, right?
That's how I take it. That's what I take it as. What album is the other Pink Floyd song, Dogs of War? They have
that's on Momentary Lapse of Reason.
Much later.
Yeah, that was 87.
The year I was born. Yeah.
That song's kind of garbage. But I mean, that's my opinion. If somebody else likes it out
I know someone who's
that's your opinion.
Their favorite song, and I'm just kind of like, really? Yeah, I know.
Wow. See,
maybe he was confusing Dogs of War with dogs.
Yeah, or maybe you needed to play him dogs, and then he could be like, "Oh, this is what brilliance actually sounds like."
And we can do that now, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We've been alive at a time when imagine when you were on dial-up internet. There's no YouTube yet or Google to speak of. Like this would be like the Yahoo Messenger days, and you get into an argument with your friend, and your mom's on the phone about who sang "In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida."
Right. Yeah. Which was Iron Butterfly.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. So a good buddy of mine, he told me that he was hanging out. Like 2 or 3 dudes. I don't really know the setting, but he was like, yeah, these guys were saying Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead singing In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. And sorry, David melted my face right there.
It's okay. It happens.
And he's like, no. And they kind of were ganged up on him like, oh, you're such an idiot, And he was like, Siri, play In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. And then Siri's like, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida by Iron Butterfly, release the blah, 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 this and this. And it starts playing, and he was just like... But we couldn't do that back when we were 14 years old.
That's true. Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about those times. I was telling somebody, a sign of someone being upper middle class, 2 phone lines.
Really? See, we only had one.
One for the internet, one for talking.
Yeah.
I only had one too, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just mom's got to call grandma.
Right, exactly.
So you're not getting on the World Wide Web.
The information superhighway is off limits for now.
Oh, man. I wish I would have been from a Mac family because now all my stuff is Mac. I know most people don't go with Mac. We just got
Apple used to be kind of laughable back in because they got bought out by Microsoft in the late 90s or whatever, and it was kind of like, well, that war's over with or whatever. And
I finally watched that Michael Fassbender version of Steve Jobs.
See, I haven't seen that. But I haven't seen the Ashton Kutcher version
also
either.
Good.
Right. There was an old made-for-TV TNT movie that was called Pirates of Silicon Valley. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. It's actually pretty good.
Should look into that.
Yeah, it's got Noah Wyle as Steve Jobs in it. It's pretty great. Anthony Michael Hall is Bill Gates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ted Turner.
Yeah, exactly. for bringing that story to life.
Do you have cable television?
No, I do not.
Or satellites?
No.
Me either, and I haven't had for a decade.
Nope, just streaming, man. That's pretty much all I do anymore.
Do you remember when streaming was I've been thinking about this a lot too. It's like the Wild West frontier because there were no like sports things when you went to Amazon
Right.
Prime. Like I didn't have to look at that. Like the Rams.
Yeah, they weren't advertising their free football games.
Yeah, I remember that time. And then too, like when all you wanted was like to watch YouTube on your TV, that was like a major challenge.
Yeah.
Now I can do it just like with and screen mirroring with my phone. All this stuff that, man, I can just remember vividly, even less than 10 years ago when that stuff was not doable.
Mm-hmm.
Like the technology that I'm utilizing with like the camera switcher and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's wild. Like I thought I was going to have to like turn it on every time I set it up. Oh, let's flip it over.
That's right. The side's over with because it was like an 18-minute song. So yeah, that's part of the joys of vinyl. Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Starting with
Side 2.
Pigs. 3 different ones.
Oh man, I love this song. Charade. You know,
Yeah.
I say charade, you say charade.
Yeah.
What's
I say charade.
I say garage. Dude, I had somebody on the podcast that said garage.
Yeah.
But he
Garage.
he lived in Miami, but he was from Barbados.
Wow.
Wasn't Alexander Hamilton from Barbados?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Some Caribbean island originally. Oh yeah.
So, Pigs, three different ones. Is each verse is about a different person. Did you know that?
No.
The first verse is about just like bureaucrats in general. Second verse is about Margaret Thatcher, and the third verse is about Mary Whitehouse.
Why about them?
Because they were conservatives, like conservative politicians, and of course Roger wasn't. So,
Dude, I will say, like, this is wild. I was actually, like, kind of writing this little song on the acoustic about the city government fucking with me and my business.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, dude, you hit a certain point of success. I felt this way 2 times now. They're just like, they, like, show up and they're like, well, you need to do this and that, and you're going to have to do this and that. And I'm just like, guys, like... this is a Ronald Reagan quote, but I worked it into the song, right? I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Oh man, I just I love the cowbell. I got a cowbell over there on the timbales. Hey, dude, you see the bank lamp over there?
I do. I remember those. Yeah.
It's I really enjoy it.
Pretty nice. You're nearly a laugh.
Seeing Roger play this
But
live
you're really a cry.
was awesome. Both
Piano roll. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah.
You know, dude, so I bought these Roger Waters tickets before COVID, like maybe even like late 2019 when I bought them.
Yeah.
Right? Rescheduled 3 times. It's happening next weekend in Dallas. We can't sell the tickets. Can't find anybody that like wants to buy them or wants to go.
Yeah, well, Roger is a little unpopular right now anyway. So.
Yeah, on the Ukraine situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's been appearing on different shows. I think he was on CNN or something.
Yeah.
He usually is, though. He usually pops up on... That'll probably be the theme of this tour, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought Waters would be somebody against totalitarian.
The last one was
stuff,
definitely very anti-Trump, and with the election coming up, I bet.
Exactly. So.
Well, dude, that's also, like, I think why we need music and live music is because, like, I've been really getting in a rabbit hole with, like, the French Revolution. And pre-revolution, like the censorship was insane.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there wouldn't have been this allowed.
Right.
You know, like this sort of dissent.
Yeah.
You know, this the royal reviewers are going to take a look at that and let you know if you're allowed to record it. You know, it's things like that, just real interesting to look back.
Right. Right. That's
You got the pigs winking in here.
Yeah. That's right. The pig motif or whatever.
See, there's one of these flying around at the concert.
At the concert?
Like a gigantic one.
That's pretty. Yeah.
This has some sick artwork on it too.
Yeah,
man.
it's very psychedelic. It's very of its era.
Some astrology.
Yeah. But I've got to say, like, I've always liked the album cover. Yeah. I've always liked the album cover to Animals, man.
Me too.
I've always dug this because I know everybody focuses on like Dark Side of the Moon.
This is my favorite album.
Wish You Were Here. Yeah, but like I don't know. I just always like the this image. It looks more like a painting than it does like a picture. So it's kind of cool. I heard that allegedly this was Roger's idea, that he just went around taking pictures on his daily commute or something like that, and it was like, well, Battersea Power Station looks like the perfect setting for this project we're working on or whatever. I think he claims he took it while riding on a bicycle, but
interesting.
if it's Roger, no, he's probably being chauffeured.
He came
around.
up with everything.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think that was the dispute with the liner notes, actually, is that he was like, well, David's taking credit for something that he shouldn't take credit. That was actually my idea. And it's like, oh, come on, man. Just lay off,
Yeah, man. Well, see, that's just like, I wonder how many bandmates are friends.
Yeah.
At what point does it become a business? Because, I mean, with the pandemic, I saw a lot of bands because of, I'm sure, just like things tightening up, like their tours, but like that's how they make their money. But like it being talked about very much, like, well, okay, so the band, the Spin Doctors.
Yes.
They
had that one great hit. By great, I mean you couldn't get away from it. What is that?
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Is that it? Did they have two?
They're
hits
all
then?
the same song.
Okay.
Two Princes.
Yeah, see, that's what I think of.
Then was Two Princes the one about Superman? They had one.
Don't know.
What was the other dude that was always after Lois Lane? Like that also worked at the news place. Jimmy Olsen Blues.
Yeah, okay.
That was the third song. Anyway, they kicked their bass player out because he wouldn't get the vaccine, bro. Okay, he's gone. Okay, we're going back on tour, bro, and you're not going to fuck this up for us.
Yeah.
Like, that was the sentiment. Several bands did that, replace members because of some of it would, like, the member just, like, didn't want to go on tour because of the pandemic, right? It's just very strange. But yeah, a lot of bands got really, I think, things tightened up for them. We're just now getting on the other side of that, like in the last 8 or 10 months.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, it's wild not, because I go to a fair amount of live music. Like, we're going to Panic next weekend,
Yeah.
Billy Strings a couple weekends after that, Pussifer coming up. So, like, like we go to a concert a month, but, like, there was, like, a year of no concerts.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And these concert tickets I bought, like, 3 years ago. Like, are just now, that show's just now happening.
Yeah. But are you going to be there?
No. If it wasn't in Dallas, if it's in Tulsa, I'd be there.
What do you got against Dallas?
It's twice the drive. I can make it to Tulsa in under 3 hours.
Yeah.
Dallas is like with a good stop and stretch your legs or maybe eat. You're 6 hours plus 6.5, 7 if you stop and like eat a meal.
Right.
Which is not not bad, but like I don't like doing this anymore. Like last time, this is what I enjoyed. We went to Tulsa. We saw the show. Stayed like right there next to the venue at a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Got coffee. Drove back the next morning. It was great. I didn't have to drive back after the show.
Yeah.
I got PTSD from that.
So, Brian, you said this is your favorite Pink Floyd album, correct?
That's correct.
Why?
Well,
Or is this something we should save for after the record?
well, we could sum it up. Well, I mean, it's definitely like this will be the only one that we listen to in all of the Floyd albums. It's my favorite. But I mean, so like Dogs is my favorite song.
Okay.
So my favorite song, and this song, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He performs essentially this entire album live.
Yeah.
When I've seen him. I dig the concept and the artwork, and you know, even like apart from favorite song on Dogs, like the riffs, like the lead riffs that Gilmore does with that, like there's just like in like the different, like that one part of the song where he's like, you know, chucking.
Yeah.
It's just different, man. I also like that most people you meet that like, so like we're in this era where, and I like fucking people, like, 'cause you'll be wearing a Pink Floyd shirt and I'm like, David or Roger, and they're like,
what?
who? And I'm like, who's the front man of Pink Floyd? Which one is Pink?
Yeah.
And they're like, and I like it, dude. There's this guy wearing a Grateful Dead shirt in boxing, and he's like 19 years old, and I'm like, who's the front man? It's like, and I'm like, Jerry Garcia, bro, jeez. And I'm like, name 3 Grateful Dead songs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. And I'm just like, damn, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, Grateful Dead's a pretty sick band. You should look into it. It's just like now they're a brand.
Right.
You get to buy their stuff at Walmart.
Yep.
Pink Floyd's kind of going through the same thing.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty true. Like you go to any Hot Topic, and there's always a Dark Side of the Moon T-shirt in there. Always.
But okay, so most of those people, they don't know about this album. They don't know about Dogs.
Yeah, it's kind of
Even the one we just listened to, 3 different ones. I just don't run into like everybody's just like, oh, you know, wish you were here and comfortably numb. Like the things that you're gonna hear on the radio.
Right.
What else would you hear on the radio from them other than those 2? The Wall.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon's type stuff, like, you know, the Money.
Money, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, this is just like, there are really no songs from this album that I feel like are mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And some of that might have to do, too, with the length as well. Trying to cut these down to radio singles, I feel like, would be
I like that aspect
hard.
as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, why should you have to write a 3-minute song? I feel that same way, dude. Like, we're recording right now. We've been recording for 30 minutes. And, like, people on TikTok forever could only do a 60-second video. Now it could be up to 3 minutes.
Right.
But it's like, why have pigeonhole yourself into, you know, a certain length?
Yeah.
And I like that. That's what I like about Tool, is they have really long songs, and it's different. You know, it's like the arrangement of the song is unique in comparison to other songs you would listen to. The same thing with Floyd here.
Yeah.
How long is Echoes, man? I listened to that album in here the other day.
Yeah, well, off Metal, Echoes is like 23 minutes.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Roger's bass line on that is real good. Good job. When we saw Widespread Panic play at Huntsville, they did this Pink Floyd jam, this Pink Floyd sounding jam. The bass lines are awesome. Yeah. Their bass player will he will like do little riffs on Pink Floyd songs like all the time, like little like jams or interludes or beginning of songs.
Right.
Run Like Hell, for example.
Classic. That's one you hear on the radio. But yeah, these are not fit for radio play. They're way too long. They're probably
Too political.
Too political. They're pretty jammy. Like they kind of evolve, I guess. So to cut chunks out, I think would be really, really hard.
So speaking of that, and speaking of like censorship, do you know the band? And like they're like a one-hit wonder basically, but Wheatus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just a teenage
dirtbag.
Yeah, teenage dirtbag. There's a line in that song about someone bringing a gun to school.
Okay.
But it's like a little turntable scratching it out on the radio version.
Yeah.
But they had all kinds of grief getting that released in like because of the Columbine massacre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which happened on my birthday.
Wow.
Yes. It's a heavy that, and then it's Hitler's birthday, and it's weed smoking day too, though. So that balances it out.
Yeah.
420.
Yeah. So this is Sheep, which this is a good song. This was actually on Echoes, the best of Pink Floyd. Do you remember that 2 CD like best of came out in the early 2000s?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is like this is actually my introduction to Animals, was this song, because it was on there and it was like, wow, I've never heard this before.
Dude, one of these days we should take a trip. Which I don't think they're open on the weekend though. But man, Arkansas CD and Record Exchange.
Yeah,
dude,
I've been there.
So have you been down the Hall of Records?
Well, I haven't been there like in 10 years. So
okay, so there's like this like it's off like the main showroom or whatever, but it's like a little hall, and at the end of it, it's like this is what 40,000 records looks like, and it's just like crazy. The shelves just like all the way to the ceiling, all the way down. And it's just like just enough for one person to walk through.
Wow.
But just and he's got a lot of Pink Floyd like out of the main floor, but like that's where you go for like
the rare stuff.
Yeah.
Half-speed masters.
That's like I was like, you had any Widespread Panic, and he was like, follow me, and like pulled all the Panic albums out and was like, there you go. And I was like, I'll take all of them. But yeah, really interesting place. I really like it. And I like going there and just like we've been going to like record stores like on the road, so probably go to that one. There's one on Bill Street in Memphis that we've gone to a few times. Can't remember the name of it. But I snagged like a Dickie Betts record there.
Yeah.
Allman Brothers guitar player.
Yeah. This is the spooky part of this song. Like
is this the one part you were talking about?
Yeah, this is the sacrilege. With bright knives he releaseth my soul. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty bleak, but So like in the narrative of the sheep, I guess it's supposed to be us. We are the sheep.
This is my favorite line.
Yeah. Well,
master the art of karate. I will.
It was like subliminal, Brian. Like maybe you heard that in your youth.
When you play it backwards, it's something else.
Yeah.
Space Floyd.
Yeah. It's like so weird.
Wow.
So when was the first time you heard this album?
Oh, I was an adult.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't get super into Pink Floyd until probably like 10 years ago. Because I was one of those other people, dude. I was just listening to the songs driving on the road. But not because I owned like the album or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore this album out, so.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, there's a lot of music I got into late. And it's mostly older stuff. Like, for example, I didn't start listening to Neil Young until I was an adult either.
Yeah.
Like, and then I bought a Neil Young album the other day. I can't remember which one it is. It was just like a used one, and then I used John Prine Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
But the Neil Young one, I think it had "Don't Be Denied" on it, which is a good song.
Mm-hmm. So is this like Marxism like realized here at this point? Because it's like the sheep have risen up and attacked the dogs and seized the means of production. Is that what's happened here?
I think so. I mean, I'm just still as sad about when the horse goes to the glue factory.
Yeah.
That's the most fucked up part of the whole book and story, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the saddest part.
Yeah.
TNT, they did an Animal Farm.
Yeah, I remember that. Right.
And it really, like, so I got to see the digital version of that. It's very sad as a child.
Yeah.
I was probably like 12 years old. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a good outro. And then we finished it up with Pigs on the Wing Part 2. Roger trying to interject some sunshine, I guess, into this. I think what's kind of funny is that the perspective of Pigs on the Wing Part 2 is apparently he's singing it from the perspective of a dog, like as in
Pupper Man?
well as like from like the song Dogs, but he's like reformed and like, well, there's more to life than just this or whatever. But I think it's kind of funny that Roger's like, I'm not one of these sheep, you know.
What's the linear comparison to our society here? You know, we're not, British.
No, I don't know. I don't know in terms of American society how this
How
goes.
about Charlie Sheen and Wall Street?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll target him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great album. Too, this is like, here's the value of this to me. It's like, Ben Aiken, when he came on the podcast, he works with people at this rehab facility that have dementia.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, because he's a music major,
Yeah,
and
right.
it's so musically talented, but like, that just makes conditions so much better for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But so like, we focus on things like exercising, sit down and exercise. It'll make you feel better. It's this too.
Yeah.
So many times I've been sitting here listening to an album and you just get goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
Or it just elicits an emotional feeling that positive, maybe makes you cry even.
Yeah.
But, that's something people should do more of.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody gets busy, and I really dislike anymore sitting down, listening to a whole album. I do like having a digital option, like, because I'll ride my bike for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can do a whole album sometimes
Yep.
in that amount of time. By the time I, get on the road and everything, I can easily do a whole album. 1977.
That's right. Came out in January. Some people consider this Pink Floyd's punk album.
Wow.
Yeah. Some people. I mean, not everybody, but I've heard that. Well, it's not radio friendly, so
Yeah, that is interesting too about the length of their songs. I mean, is that why "Shine On You Crazy Diamonds" doesn't get radio play?
I mean, I've heard it on the radio a couple times. But
Yeah, but it's like, it's not prominent. But to me,
right.
that's a standout song. I wonder if also, is that it?
Yeah, that's the end of the album. That's it for Animals from 1977. So yeah, that's all for that. But
Yeah.
no, you do occasionally hear it. But
Yeah,
it's always that first block, right?
Yeah.
You never hear the second part of it. Like,
I
that's
love that
at the very end
riff.
of the record.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
yeah.
So good. And they okay, so just like small little elements that stand out, like the cowbell
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. just different parts of different songs. I think this is just a unique album. I don't know. I've always been partial to it. It just stood out to me. And I really will say, I think 2017 is when I got like really into this album.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after I saw Roger Waters live for the first time. I was just like, whoa. Because he pretty much plays like the whole album as a part of the set list.
Yeah.
But yeah, just really, really an interesting album.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay.
So we got the remix coming.
Yeah, we have so out of, I think we did this with Piper. So out of a score of 10, what would you give Animals? I mean, you said it's your favorite Floyd record.
It is my favorite.
Is it a 10? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sort of. It's only 5 songs.
Yeah.
But they're long. But also, really, Dogs is the longest one. What are the length of the others in comparison?
I want to say Pigs is like maybe 13 minutes, and Sheep
3 different
is
ones.
like maybe 12. Yeah, it's like around
yeah.
the same, maybe 11, 12 minutes. They're long. I mean, they're over 10 minutes each, and then your Pigs on the Wing.
It isn't. Yeah, the Pigs on a Wing 1 and 2. Interesting little sandwich to the album.
Yeah, to me, I mean, like of course, those are like, that would be my least favorite parts, right, of this record.
So what I'm basically saying is, if these were also awesome, 10 to 23 minutes, sick Floyd songs, David doing stuff, that'd be better for me.
Okay, so would you say it's more like a 9.5 out of 10, or
9.3-ish?
3-ish? Ooh, we're getting into like Pitchfork Media style ratings here.
Yes. Oh man, I bust out fractions. 7/8,
Nice.
9 7/8, or 3/8. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. But like for example, Metal is only 5 songs too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But it's I feel like the songs are longer, except for that one with the dog. Madame Mazel.
Yeah, it's kind of like Seamus. Right?
Yes, Seamus.
It's renamed on Live in Pompeii.
Yes, that's a great DVD.
Yeah, but right. So I mean, this format is not necessarily unique to that 5-song thing. I mean, they did that on Wish You Were Here too, I believe.
Yeah, that is true.
Right, but the song lengths are much longer here, and they're not as... See, I don't want to necessarily describe Pink Floyd as a pop band. They're not like hooky type, like sing-along type music. But this is definitely more challenging than some of their previous ventures.
Yeah, it is less consumer. I don't know. I mean, I think it appeals to a wide audience, but then like what we're saying, like that's censorship. Like, why can't there be 15-minute songs on the radio?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's interesting to me. Those people might have too much to say.
Yeah. To me, another thing that's very intriguing about this record is just the contrast, the thematics in this, the contrast with what came before, and then you have this. Like, Wish You Were Here is a very warm. It's almost like a melancholy type record.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
And this is just like cold, dark, just very sardonic in its lyrics. Like, and it's a precursor in a way, of course, to The Wall.
Yeah,
that same sort of the same sort of vibes you get from that record.
What year did Wish You Were Here come out?
That was in 75.
That's what I was thinking.
So that's 2 years previous.
And then The Wall comes out in
79.
79. Wow. Yeah, so we'll have to do the remix, and then we'll just plan. Maybe we'll do this mono one after that.
Yeah.
Maybe on a weekend we can listen to 2 albums in a row.
Sounds.
Doctor says exercise, But yeah, that's always a pleasure sitting down with you. My
Yeah,
friend.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be back. Yeah.
Indeed, I've been sprucing the place up.
Yeah, it looks
so
great.
It's coming together. I have 4 volume pedals down here. It's crazy.
Awesome.
But we'll see what I want to do. So like like for example, like when we podcast with Julie,
Mm-hmm.
she's super nice. Like there's a couple of times in the podcast that we were like, doing stuff like that, but not bad. But you can hear it really well on these mics. But it's not like, I don't know, it's not annoying to me. Like I hear other people using this same exact mic, but people will mute the podcast, like, or mute their mic, right? Like Julie does it when she's Zoom. And I'm like, oh, that's such great etiquette, Julie. It is great. So like when Dr. Tarver recorded his episodes, which I was just doing recordings for him, he was like, okay, when they start talking, I want you to mute me, okay? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Because we were just sitting here, but I want to put these mics on like a volume pedal.
Okay.
So you can do that.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But I just now, like, this is the week I'm going to start playing with that. Like, I want to get the mics on a volume pedal so I can do that, and then just my effect chains.
Yeah.
Like, I have 4, so we'll have plenty of volume pedals for everyone. All right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll be back with more music Unraveled.
Absolutely.
Pink Floyd. All right, signing off.